behind us, a river with crocodiles. In front of us, at least 50 wild peccaries. We can't move at the moment, but yeah, this kind of stuff happens when you're walking through a wild jungle. Corcovado. Places like these make me want to travel. According to National Geographic, it's the biologically most intense place on Earth, with 13 different ecosystems, including beach and coastal marine habitats, as well as mangrove swamps, and of course, the large and beautiful rainforest. Join me on my journey to Corcovado, the wildest national park in Costa Rica. Corcovado can be reached via different routes. The route that I chose is the fastest. 1 hour of flight in a small plane from the Costa Rican capital San Jose to Drake Bay. Afterwards, I continued on a 1 hour boat ride to the Sirena station. The dog stops too. A new friend already. So why Sirena Station? The answer is simple. A huge part of the rainforest is inaccessible, but Sirena offers the chance to see extremely rare animals in their natural habitats. Whatever trail you take, the hike will turn into an adventure. Sirena has simple lodging, but it includes a kitchen with surprisingly good food. And by the way, you need a guide to enter the area, but that's in your best interest anyway. Experienced guides know how to behave when meeting potentially dangerous animals, but also how to track the animals. For example, this eaten crab as an indication for a coati close by, and this was just after a few moments into the jungle. Koaris are not a rare sighting over here because they are quite accustomed to humans. We saw them a lot of times, sometimes as individuals and sometimes moving in large groups, like in this case. Sighting an anteater, on the other hand, is more difficult, even though, as you can see, they are not the fastest animals on this planet, but they are primarily nocturnal animals, and they often move in the treetops. Not because they wouldn't know that ants are better found on the ground, but to protect themselves from predators like hunting wildcats. Here, we hid in the bushes and after a while found ourselves witnessing a scene where nervous spider monkeys seemed to be fleeing, possibly having spotted a wildcat. In Costa Rica, besides spider monkeys, 3 more monkey species are native, all of which can be found in the Corcovado rainforest. This capuchin monkey appears injured on its face, and one can only wonder what it has injured. It carries its young one on its back, determined to protect it whatever it takes. It's the next day. We set off at around 4 a.m. We reached the trail entrance and were already greeted by a tapir mother and her calf. and yet another mother with her young one. This time it was a pair of deer that our guide spotted through his binoculars. They quickly disappeared into the jungle, and we attempted to stealthily approach and get closer. And finally, we succeeded. There they were, just ahead of us, concealed amidst a tangle of undergrowth. It is moments like these that make the hikes at Sirena Station a truly special adventure. Shortly after, we made another discovery that reminded us that we were not in a zoo, but in the wild. It's a wild habitat where life and death, predators and prey are constantly at play. White-lipped peccaries are among the animals that prefer to keep their distance from humans. At first, there were just a few of them in the distance, but their numbers grew steadily. Taking precautions, we climbed onto tree branches, finding ourselves in an uncomfortable situation. In front of us, a herd of peccaries that we couldn't approach, and behind us, a river inhabited by crocodiles. We could not go there neither, so we had to wait and hope that the peccaries wouldn't decide to take a siesta, or even worse, move in our direction. But this is nature, and these are the adventures that you won't forget. After a while, they eventually moved in the opposite direction, and our journey through Corcovado could continue.